Should be live. Don't know if we're live.
So if we're not live, we're just talking to ourselves?
No, we're live. We're live. We're good. We already have 11 viewers.
Get out. That was quick.
It's amazing. People are awesome. I'm just like waiting so I can mute this though. Yeah, because otherwise we're going to have a silly echo. That's the image we put up for the cast today.
It's a good image.
I like it.
It's got the essentials.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that.
I thought maybe it was going to be a picture of my coat.
It would be a picture of your coat if you had your coat.
Like, it's funny, like the way the picture was taken, like the Yoda mat looks great, but the Emperor ended up kind of being blurry, which makes me sad because that is a gorgeous promo.
I have a good shot of it on my phone.
This hasn't really helped us on the cast.
Yeah, no. It's like
We'll hold the phone up to the computer and just tell everyone how awesome it is. Is that S5?
S4.
Well, in case you missed it, it's awesome.
It's awesome.
And I'm getting one.
Yes, we hope. We don't know how they're being distributed yet.
This is true.
They put out the price supports, but did not let anybody know. There was no information given on price structure.
It's probably standard. You get one when you start your rounds, and then as long as you complete your rounds, you get your second one.
Yes, I agree. I think it's going to be one Emperor for each player that starts, one Emperor for each player that finishes.
Yeah.
I think it looks like there's 10 shield tokens. So I think top 32 is going to be shield tokens. I think top 16 is going to be the Yoda mat, and then top first place is going to be the Luke mat. I really like both mats, but I think Force Lightning's better. Like, that Force Lightning just looks amazing as a playmat. And the Luke, while cool, it just didn't grab me as much. But what's interesting was last year we had Obi as the top 16 and then Force Lightning as the top. Yeah,
both light side.
And in here we get Yoda and Luke. And then even more interesting too is that it's both images from Between the Shadows.
Yeah, which won't be there.
Yes, so we have a lot of info to cover, guys. We're going to dive in. We're just kind of getting some time for people to make it in. So it's TGO and myself. And joining us today is John, otherwise known as Skate Pharmacy.
How's it going, guys?
And Aaron, otherwise known as Aaron.
For now, because I'm not on card game.
You guys are the only two players from SoCal that made the trek out to Hoth for Worlds.
Last I checked, this was Roseville, not Hoth.
It was like
Just
Hoth.
saying.
We just walked through Hoth. I needed a tauntaun to survive that walk.
It was a light drizzle.
And not to ride.
It
I
was
needed to
not
be
snow.
stuffed inside of a dead tauntaun to survive the walk we just had.
I do not want to experience that. So
You just don't like rain, that's all. You just don't like rain.
Yeah, it was. It was like a sleet.
it was a mist of rain.
We don't have that in Texas. In Texas, we have like gallons of rain downpouring for like hours, or we have just sunshine.
Did you even know what sleet is?
I lived in Missouri, otherwise known as Misery. Yes, I know those things.
Well, California doesn't have water, so
There's that. Yeah, you guys like are
Yeah,
very
we're in
well
a
versed in
drought.
fire, right? And that's
Exactly.
right. Like if there was a fire anywhere near here, you
So
guys
were
would
you,
know.
were you confused as to what was falling out of the sky?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen this before.
What is this? I'm just used to sunshine and fires.
All right, so I don't really know where to dive in. I mean, I guess we can kind of just recap what our evening has been like, because it's been kind of fascinating.
I mean, I guess we just give our thoughts on the prizes first, and then go to the
let's
State of the Union.
start a little sooner. So it was great to see the two members of Team SoCal here. We didn't think any Team SoCal guys would make it out, so that's awesome. We've seen.
Yeah, I've actually never met either one of these gentlemen, so
well,
I
that's
feel like
awesome.
I know you. You have no idea who I am.
So you guys made it out. We have fully operationals here.
we met him already.
Yep. Let's see. Super Sage is here.
Toggle's
here.
or Darth Buckets. As
Darth
you know.
Buckets, yes. Utini was here.
Yep.
And
Common enemy. Utini's friend.
Oh, that his
In the
name, yes,
Redskins
continuity,
jersey.
yes. Mick is out here. He lives here,
Yep.
so that's like de facto.
Yeah.
The Team Covenant guys, Dennis, world champion, is here.
Yep.
He wanted to be on the cast. We asked him if he wanted to be on. He was going to be on, but we ended up not recording from FFG due to way too many people there. So we will try to talk to him at some point, maybe just to kind of throw that out there, because he cannot talk to us about certain things.
That may or may not relate to last year's World
and we think
Championship
everybody
prize.
would really like to hear what he cannot talk to us about. Eric in the chats, Meat Hook says no Team Tarkin. That is correct. Eric notified us on Sunday, I think, that people would be coming.
He made it official, but
And then I bugged Matt today about it, and I was like, Matt, are you guys really not coming? I said, I'm really bummed out. They're definitely not making it.
I was expecting to see them walk into the event center.
Just roll in.
Gotcha.
Like a...
Booyah!
So we got to FFG Center around 4 or 5, mingled for a bit. All of Team Covenant guys are here. They're going to have some really great stuff going on tomorrow with coverage stuff. And then you could there's just kind of this like looming FFG presence where you could just kind of tell they were like really, it felt to me like borderline nervous and excited.
But they couldn't tell us anything about it.
Yeah, you could just tell like there was a lot of people involved in what was about to go down, but no one could say anything. And I think some people might have been nervous about how it's going to go over, and I think some people were just like really excited to just get it done and have the news out there. So is super busy over there, tons of pre-registration. For me, one of the cool things, because now I'm just 3 away. One of the cool things. They are for the league this year. If people came out last year, they do a league where you can go up and you can challenge anybody to play a game of Star Wars. And if you challenge somebody in the league, I'm going to bust it out here even though the viewers can't see. If you signed up for the league, they gave you, and I'm not kidding, they gave you 3 acrylic focus tokens. You wager focus tokens, and by Sunday, whoever has the most wins. We don't know what they win.
I'll tell you what, you go get some Conquest tokens for me, and I'll get the Star Wars tokens for you.
How are you going to get Star Wars and how? Oh, because we can go
multiple games.
Yes, there we go. Okay, so here's a couple fun facts. Number one, my wife and I both are going to play League, so we got 6 tokens today, which puts me just 3 away from 200. So I'm very excited about that.
That is a sickness.
Number 2. I'm planning to just go up to whoever the league people are at the end, and I'm just going to turn in my bag of 200 for my entry into the league event.
What if they don't want to give them back, though?
Yeah, see, so that's a joke. Yeah, okay, there you go. There you go.
That's part of
the
prize.
So I am just dominating the league events already. No one can catch me.
Man, I'm like 46.
I would need to collude with somebody, but I've got about half of what.
No, I'm really not going to do that, obviously. But I'm very happy I'm up to 196. No, 197. I just need 3 more. I'm tempted to challenge people until I hit 200, because if there's an epic way to hit 200, I think that's it, right? Challenging people for.
I'll get the 3 tomorrow.
Oh, okay, all right.
We'll put all 3 on the line.
We'll go all in. Just all in. This one game will determine.
Yeah.
We'll like raise the stakes, right? You put up 1, and then you get to see your opening objectives, and you decide if you want to put up another one or not. And then you do your opening hand, and after mulligans are said, you can decide to put up another one.
I'm all
right?
in.
This is amazing. Okay. All right, so that was a big deal, and then it got kind of quiet, right? We were just kind of all hanging around talking.
Anticipation was building.
The Columbia guys are all here: Peter, Todd, and David.
Yeah. Chrono.
Yeah. So then they let us into the blocked off area for the big State of the Union, and I'd say they probably let us in about 5 or 10 minutes early. Maybe not 10, but we were in there a little early. And as you guys can see, the background here, this is, well, we don't really know what this is. We assume it's identical to previous years, where it's going to be promo for everybody, top 16 play mats, so on. But they haven't made anything official. That is, of course, the Yoda from Between the Shadows. That is a alternate art Emperor there on the left, and then we have some shield tokens, which is really actually kind of fascinating because X-Wing got new shield tokens as well.
They look the same to me.
They're shaped different. There's a different style to the shape. Like ours are round, just like the acrylic focus tokens.
The old X-Wing ones are a little bit more transparent too.
Yeah, and they're like bright blue.
Right.
And the X-Wing ones look the same as this. This like light snowflake blue. See?
Yeah, I like the X.
See, those like crystal meth. These look like snowflakes.
Yeah.
Or how about that's crystal meth and these is cocaine? If we're gonna do coloring.
I mean, I personally like the X-Wing better. Than
I have 65
those.
of each.
I know. I clearly don't have as much.
That's like chump.
I have 7 sets.
Here's all my focus.
I have 0.
All right, so we're speculating it's going to be the shield
How many
tokens
of
for
these
top
do you
32.
have?
None. Top 32, and then promos. One emperor for when you sign up, and then another emperor when you drop, or not drop when you finish for the night. Yeah. I'm gonna go ask all of my friends who don't play Star Wars to sign up and get me some more emperors because they are amazing.
I'm gonna sign up under.
They are. That is hands down
My name
the
is
most awesome promo we have in this game. I don't think there's a better promo right now. I mean, Han is up there. Like I put Han up there with this, but Han was like really easily accessible.
Yeah.
You're like, no, not Han.
Not that Han.
That I didn't see who the artist is, but it looks like style-wise very similar. It reminds me of Tarkin, the new Tarkin that we just got a couple months ago.
Who did Tarkin?
I think it was Fody.
Fody?
I think so.
I believe so.
I think so. That would if that's a Fody Emperor, I'm very happy right now.
Yeah.
His leaps and bounds better than the old Emperor.
Yeah. I mean, I was okay with that one. I really like the one in the challenge decks.
That was a good one.
That one's really cool. But this one, like the only way it could have been better if he had Force Lightning shooting out of his hands. As far as I'm concerned, like this is.
No, I like him in the chair.
Yeah. I could see this like it could have been like an Imperial Navy Emperor, like because it's very like commanding to me. But it's gorgeous. I love it. So that was a big thing, and then we had the State of the Union where there was all kinds of big things going on.
All kinds of announcements.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I can't make out the artist.
Yeah, like the like hot topics, I guess. Would you guys say would be rotation,
Definitely.
Yep.
and then like the second edition Game of Thrones?
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That's
Yeah.
pretty exciting for people who want to get into Thrones.
Do you guys play Thrones?
I bought it all and then sold it all.
Did you really?
I was thinking about getting
It's a
into
good thing you
it.
sold it all.
But now you
Just,
really
like,
will
wait
get into
to the
it, right?
announcement. 'Cause
Yeah.
they told us about it. And it's like, oh, now I can just
Right.
start with just the core
Right.
and get into it.
I really liked how they handled the announcement too, because they kind of like they were like, we're gonna have rotation. Everybody's like, okay, and then they saved second edition for last. You know, like we didn't get to Game of Thrones till the very end. But then on top of like the rotation, they also splashed in like news about all the different sets too, which was really, really cool. Like everybody kind of got a little bit of juicy details. Star Wars seemed to get the least juiciest detail, but it was still pretty cool.
They did post the next pack.
Yeah, that was a really, which had Thrawn
Thrawn.
on the cover. Yeah, so we don't have a picture of that, but Thrawn is on the cover of the next pack, so or
I
the
believe
fifth pack in the Rogue
And
Squad.
I
Yes.
believe it's called Chain of Command.
That sounds right. Yeah,
I'm sure Team Covenant has it up.
the art looked awesome.
I'm sure Spain already has the whole pack.
we just had to go there. I'm trying to see if Team Covenant has the picture.
Probably
Up,
have better weather too.
okay, so Eric says hotel Wi-Fi is crappy to support the stream. Good luck to you guys later. That's a bummer, but that happens, I guess. So it'll be up live later on YouTube and here on Hitbox for the replay. So and that shouldn't be sketchy. That should play pretty smooth.
Hopefully.
I wonder if he was saying our hotel Wi-Fi is too crappy or his hotel. Maybe he's in a hotel. I don't know.
He's in Atlanta, I think he said.
Oh, maybe he's in a hotel then. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, he texted me.
All right. So what do you guys think about? So the big thing is that we're gonna have all core and all deluxe set will not rotate. All that stuff is set. So we will always have Vader and Emperor. We will always have Falcon and Chewie. We will always have Council of the Sith. We will always have
Obi-Wan.
Balance Obi-Wan. We always have Mara Jade, which is one of Aaron's highlights.
I'm still the only one that still plays Mara Jade from Balance.
Is this mine?
I like
But
that
not
one,
this world's deck. This deck is purely its aggro.
Okay.
Because of the timing. I think they changed the timing rules a bit for tournament plays. Or that might be double elimination.
Yeah. Things are a little different. Yep, people are excited about Thrawn. The card art, or the box art for Thrawn, looked really cool. Hopefully that's his card, because it could be just like an event or something, right? Like,
Yeah, I think it was just him sitting in a chair.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. So I'm trying to think of other like Han will always be in, Luke will always be in.
Fruit Ninja Yoda.
A couple weeks.
Yeah. I mean, Between the Shadows is now like good to go forever. Like Between the Shadows will forever be in. So the new Luke, we have a new Luke, a new Yoda, a new Obi, right? And then we know a new Boba Fett, which will now always be in. So it almost, if you think back, like it kind of shows that they've probably been thinking this out for quite a while. Because notice like the deluxe sets tend to have the real like mains, right? Because like all we've been naming for the most part have been names, like main characters, right? Like, but it also means that like we're gonna lose Executor, we're gonna lose Freeloaders, Dash, Mara, Yoda,
the whole Echo cycle eventually.
That will all eventually be gone.
Yeah, but that's like
Speeders.
what, 4 years from now.
Yeah, Speeders will be gone.
At the earliest.
It's 2 years.
No, they said spring of like 2018.
No, that's Thrones. We're 2017.
It's at the earliest, which
At
means
the
we have to
earliest.
get to, what was it, 7 or?
It seems like
that's assuming they get 2 cycles out in a year.
yeah, it seemed like their target goal was to have 2 full cycles out per 12-month calendar. So as long as they can do that, then yeah, you know.
No, they said spring 2018, soonest rotation for Star Wars.
Is that
I took notes.
you wrote it wrong? It's definitely because Thrones is
Don't
the
tell me
last.
I'm wrong, man.
But Thrones is the
It's
last
not
one, and Thrones was definitely not 2019.
There is no rotation for first edition.
I think it was 2019.
And
for
it
Thrones,
was,
actually.
yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, the game's not coming out till Gen Con next year.
Is it Netrunner that's 2017 then?
Yes.
Probably. Wasn't paying attention during that.
We'll lock that down tomorrow. We'll figure that. I mean, I would think that. I would think that FFG would have.
Star Wars Spring 2018 from
Boom!
Boom. There
Team
you go.
Covenants.
So we're 3 years away from a rotation.
If the
In
game lasts.
6 cycles.
If the game lasts that long. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
Why wouldn't the game last that long? Though? I don't know.
I mean, Game of Thrones has been around forever. You know, it's good that they're planning on that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Voxlane says, lose, new beginnings sounds more positive. No. You know, like, what I like the most about, the hard thing with rotation is, like, you're going to lose value, you know, because, like, every dime you spend on the game outside of Deluxe and Core Set is, you're throwing it away after X number of years, you know, like, it's not there anymore, really. And I like what they've done, where it's basically, like, we're going to have, like, 3 to 4 years worth of product, right? Like before things start getting rotated out, which is kind of nice. And like honestly, with like Echoes, because it'll fall off 2 cycles at a time, right?
Yeah.
So the first to fall off is going to be Hoth and Echoes, and like I'm perfectly okay with that. Like Hoth rarely sees play anymore, and Echoes is seeing unhealthy play.
Yeah.
So like those things seem good, right? Like. But yeah, I mean, like those were the big Star Wars things. So what we did, there was a Q&A afterwards, and I guess the big Q&A highlights would be somebody asked about draft, and they basically said we're thinking about it or we're looking at it.
They definitely alluded to the fact that it's a possibility in the future.
But they also seem and I don't want to put words in their mouths, but it also seemed like they were kind of alluding to the fact that it's a bit of a problem because of the objective sets.
Yeah.
And that maybe we would have seen it by now if it weren't for the objective sets.
Yeah, I mean Netrunner saw it pretty quickly. I mean once they realized people wanted to draft,
Yeah.
you know, they kind of went all in with it with Netrunner and Game of Thrones. So.
But the interesting part to me there with the draft questions was they addressed the fact that like it's a bit hard for them to figure out how to market draft packs correctly because they're trying to sell people cards they already have and they don't need more of. And so some of the Q&A was around like ways to fix that, like alternate art, which we have discussed before. Like, you would think if they would just give people a reason to play or to buy new stuff, people would buy new stuff. But they quickly addressed that, and they said that's a financial issue.
But don't these draft packs, they kind of hold value because you can reuse them?
I don't know. I don't know the games well enough, because I would just assume that if you already own the cards that are in the draft packs, can you just put together your own draft
I think
packs?
for Netrunner, you buy a starter draft pack that you would need always,
I see.
and then the other stuff you just when you get it from drafting. If I correctly.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
It's like you buy this core set of cards that you can always use in draft, and then whatever packs you buy for that day could be added in.
Yeah. They're saying in the chat the cycle ending is like Wizards, but it should stop issues like from Decipher. If you guys played Decipher games, they didn't ban cards. They would sometimes errata cards, but like mostly there's just no bans. So like after 7 years, you had like they would print like what were called silver bullets, where it's like a card that has like a wall of text or the things that it cancels, you know. And you're just like see, this is another issue, you know. It's like now you have to pack that card, and maybe now you don't play any of the cards that it cancels, you know, because it just straight up cancels them. So I think that's a good point. Like right now they can kind of learn from their mistakes really easily, you know. Freeloaders, mistake, you know.
Erased.
Yeah.
They were only a mistake when freaking holding all the cards.
Yeah, but
That's
like
how I'm playing tomorrow. So.
it's cool to think that like
Yes.
they can look at the mistakes now and go, okay, we'll never do that again, and it'll go away here in a few years anyway.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice, you know.
Or if the game lasts that long, they could do a 2.0 on Star Wars
Yeah,
to reboot it.
yeah. I'm a bit concerned about that too, though. Like, if I was a Game of Thrones player, I'm not sure if I owned like all the cards. I don't know how happy I would be about second edition. The crowd seemed to love it. Like the crowd was really excited about 2.0.
I'm excited about it, but I'm not a Thrones player.
Decipher had Star Trek for years, and they eventually got themselves in the same exact position that FFG is in, where there's so much stuff out there, they know they're not bringing in new players.
Yeah.
So they rebooted it, completely rebooted it, just like they're doing, and the game died after like 6 months. Like, it just, you alienated your current player base, and there just wasn't enough interest in a new player base. But I don't think Game of Thrones is going to have that problem. I think Game of Thrones, the card game is vastly more successful than Star Trek was for Decipher, and like the
show's still going on too.
yeah,
so.
like the license that it is of is incredibly popular right now. So like Game of Thrones has hit heights that Star Trek never will, you know. So
I think it's going to re-spark their competitive play for sure, though.
yeah.
I mean,
Now I couldn't tell, were they doing away with Melee and Joust, or are they keeping Melee and Joust?
They're
they're keeping them,
it.
but I guess
They did away
Thrones
with the
has
overall.
overall champion, which is like the best melee
sure.
and joust
Sure.
score or whatever combined. So they're doing away with that, which that makes sense.
I mean, they're still keeping the core mechanics,
Right.
so what makes the game is just redoing some of the other stuff that
They're
they
refining it.
Yeah.
And then we also know that with second edition, they're going back to the created cards from the champions, and they're kind of retooling them to put into second edition. So that way the champions still have their cards. I would guess for their other games, and maybe this had something to do with why we haven't seen champion cards talked about yet, but I would guess that now with rotation, they can just make sure the champion cards are in deluxe sets. And then they never have to worry about any form of rotation affecting those cards at all, right? So I would say it's safe to assume that Dennis's card is going to be in a deluxe set. But we don't know for sure. We've got some comments here. Sorry can't hear the stream due to too bad internet as usual. We lose Hoth and Echoes, but positive is the game looks to have longevity. Second biggest LCG. That surprised me. Yeah, that was part of the announcement. They said Star Wars is the second best selling LCG. They said biggest. I think they meant best selling, right? Like,
Because the product does move, it's just the
we know our
competitive
attendance
play-
is low.
yeah.
Like,
Because they just play at home, play
Right.
casually,
Right.
but like they don't want to come out to competitive play because it can be a nervous thing, just like get your ass whooped by veteran players.
well, like TGO said earlier, you are in Chicago, which is a huge city, and you can't get more than a few people to show up. And For the cast, or for the viewers, TJO keeps nodding his head.
Keep nodding my head.
He is not speaking. It's very productive when hosting a cast to not speak.
We've got guests. I'm letting them.
But you said that, it sells well. It's just we just don't have players.
I don't know how it sells in my area, but it's just finding people is few and far between.
But you guys in California, you guys have tons of people. Like, your regional had 28 people, right? And then you have like weekly events, right?
Yeah, I know where I live, I'm about an hour away from the Pasadena guys, so I don't get to go down there as much as I would like to. But we have a consistent, 9 people every other week. We host it on Mondays. I've noticed the other day that all their Star Wars product was sold out, except for one horseback.
Awesome.
So I'm not sure who bought it. I would like to find them and connect them with a group. It's just one of the issues that we have right now.
Do you guys have a Facebook group that's open and everything?
I have a Facebook group.
Awesome.
I have a poster with the contact information in the store. So, it's there. It's just if they don't reach out, I don't know what to do.
Now, Aaron, do you play the same store?
You need to go door to door.
I actually
play Star Wars. Play Star Wars.
I actually play in the Pasadena League, where Tiny.
So you're the people that won't come up to SoCal.
Tiny, I got Ben, I got Tyler. I play with the best. And then
whoa.
Well, they say
pump the brakes, kiddo.
They whipped my ass when I first started the game. We quickly learned from them. Of course, Tiny, you know how Tiny is. But we play. We do play regularly. It's just now it's kind of died down because of the way the cards are released.
Sure.
So it's like, we're just waiting for the box now, and just like the FAQ.
6 months later.
Well, that was that was something that they said that we picked up on right away in the FAQ or in the Q&A. They basically said that they get all the product at once, right? Like, isn't that what they were saying?
Mm-hmm. They said it all goes to the printer at once and comes like the cycle.
I don't know.
But doesn't that contradict what they said, though? Yeah. Because they also said that the Rogue Squadron is at the printer. Oh, but so they're saying the entire.
They said the whole cycle, Rogue Squadron.
But it's just not.
It's probably they just haven't announced all the packs yet, so they haven't said that they're at the printer yet.
Yeah. Right.
Because they haven't announced it yet.
Right. But they did say today, Rogue Squadron is at the printer.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the website shows it's still in development.
But it's interesting because of the way that they choose to release it. With Echoes, we saw there is Lure that was released like just 2 weeks after the other one. So they do try to manage the releases, which is cool. It'd just be a little nice to know like what goes into that.
They hit a pretty consistent time frame.
Yeah.
Between once it starts releasing, it's usually pretty close to the same amount of time in between each pack.
Right.
At least it's been that way for Star Wars.
Now, for viewers at home, well, it was like the third question. A gentleman who had traveled from Australia stood up in the back and said he loves the games, he's traveled a great distance to play, but he wants to know why they are just radio silent whenever a delay occurs or they just don't say anything. And FFG deflected the question pretty well.
Yeah. They fed us a good line of BS.
Well, no, I felt like they answered in the only way they logistically could, right? Like, which was basically they don't like delays, but they happen and they have no control over them.
Which is BS. If you can't control your supply chain, you're full of it.
Well, they did say that the delays only occur between cycles, which was cool. That was nice to know, right?
Which emphasizes that they have it all at once. Yeah. Because then they're able to control the release of it. So that's
right.
But I don't know. I felt like that was just a line of.
Well, he didn't actually answer the question, which is why don't you talk about it? Why was it radio silent? Why not give us some info? And
what are they gonna do? Sorry, it's gonna be delayed another month. Blah blah blah.
Well, like it's interesting because FFG doesn't use release dates for anything,
right?
And most companies do, right? And when most companies have a release date and it's going to be delayed, they delay it and give you another specific date, so you now know when it is you're supposed to look forward to something. And I think part of the problem and part of why people get frustrated is because with FFG, we don't know when it's supposed to come out. We just have guesstimates. And then when the guesstimates...
Quarter four for this year.
And then when the guesstimates don't hit, then we're like left with all new guesstimates, and it's like we just have no idea what we're guessing at anymore.
Like they have to have like a team of monkeys running their logistics to,
Why you gotta be like that?
Well, no, because
that's
how
the meanest thing you could say about their logistics department.
How is it like other games can give us dates You know, like Dice Masters just had a new
Is
set
that
come
other
out.
FFG games?
No, I'm saying
Right.
like other game companies.
But that's kind of my point. Like, they choose not to do dates, right? And that's got to be because they know some of their stuff gets delayed. Like, I think if they chose dates, they'd probably be in a worse spot.
That tells me that they just don't have a handle on their supply chain.
Or just they don't want to be expected, like, okay, this is going to be released. Oh,
I think
sorry.
it's more expectation.
My job.
I agree.
My job is to order stuff
right.
for where I work.
Right.
Like, I'm in supply chain. Like, I manage my supply chain.
Right.
You know, like, I know when my stuff's going to come within a few days.
But do you order stuff from China?
No, but I order local.
Do you order stuff from Lucasfilm?
yeah. No, but like my stuff is like long delays.
Sure.
I mean, but
what you're saying is there
long
needs
lead
to be
times, I should say.
You're saying there needs to be accountability because the accountability should be there.
Like I'm just saying, there's a room full of monkeys just banging away at a computer saying quarter four. I don't know what's going on. It blows my mind that they cannot hit dates.
For our viewers, you cannot tell that we are all kind of stupefied as to why TGO has decided to just.
I just went off.
Let's just go break into FFG and see if there's monkeys in cages.
Yeah.
So we got to jump back. We've got some comments here. Visu says, "I'm excited about the big announcement today. Is preventative measure to keep the game around? Absolutely. Crazy Moo is the username. Says it's also seemed difficult finding game right away on Octagon lately. I have to wait up 15 minutes to get a game. That's true. It has been a little quiet on Octagon." Smokey J says if their supplier/printer is reliably failing to meet delivery deadlines, they really ought to be looking for a new business partner.
I mean, it's all dollar bills, right? I mean, the stuff gets delayed and we still buy it. You know, I think that's like the big issue, right? Like the delays aren't hurting them financially, as far as they can tell. I'm sure.
It's just I think it's just the process from the printer from China go on the boat, then it hits the port, which Port of LA has now been congested because some recent terminal fire that caused delay.
Sure.
So people
And earlier in the year, they had a strike.
And then like trailers for the cargo, the containers, they're out of short supply. So the supply is just those logistical problems that they don't want to promise something that this date is going to hit, and then when it comes down to that date, nothing happens.
But there's other companies that are using the same overseas printers, and they're able to hit their dates. It's
But
like where's the difference coming in here?
Money. Like it's got to be volume and money. Like it's just got to be. I can't get behind this concept that they have monkeys working for them.
Clearly, I don't think they have.
That's
monkeys.
just mean.
Clearly, I don't think they have monkeys working back there. But what I'm saying is that I just don't think.
I mean, this is a part of why you support FFG. You like the games. It's one of those things you get used to. There's product delays. It happens. But if it does changes early, you're excited. Like, oh, unexpected to come out.
I mean, like the Conquest pack is early or on time, I guess.
Well, they probably just shipped it, airshipped it over here.
So let's talk about that real quick. So they announced several things tomorrow will be on sale. The Netrunner draft pack, the new Conquest expansion, the first release there.
First thing in the morning.
But like, was there anything else? I feel like there was a third thing, but I can't remember what it was.
Between the Shadows wasn't announced.
No. There's a third thing that was announced. I just can't remember what it was.
It was Conquest, Netrunner,
Game of Thrones.
No, they announced the next Cthulhu expansion.
No one cares about that.
There was something. It might have been Lord of the Rings.
No, they only announced that they would have two things for sale. That was Netrunner. That was a product for Netrunner, and the new War Pack for Conquest.
It's limited quantity.
But what was very specific was that there's no Between the Sheets.
Bastards.
Yeah, we call Between the Shadows
Yeah.
Between the Sheets. Yeah, it's because it's more fun that way.
I mean, you never know. Could be surprised. Like, hey, we just aired it in.
Came with the same
Here you go.
I talked to someone who was directly in the know, and I was told by that person that they definitely don't have it.
Dang it.
Now he did say that might be not accurate, but he is like 99% sure it was not being put out tomorrow morning.
Well, it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It
There's
could
always
be
Friday.
Friday, Saturday, or Sunday if they want to get in that late.
Well,
If they put it out Sunday, I'll strangle somebody.
Yeah.
They put it out, they'd sell it.
Yeah, I from what I gathered from talking to FFG, they don't have it. Now, that doesn't mean somebody didn't know correctly and it might be for sale. And when we all show up at 11, it'll be sold out because somebody else bought it.
It's also possible it hasn't arrived yet, So maybe
Could
they're.
still be sitting in the port. Who knows?
The Port of LA just sitting there.
Maybe that's what caught on fire.
Or customs. Custom takes a drag
Yeah.
on stuff like that.
But I mean, we know Rogue Squadron's at the printers, and we know that it can't be released until Between the Sheets is released. So things are looking imminent, I would venture.
Could they release it first? They could.
I know they really wanted to.
We will have playmats featuring art from the cards before the cards are even in our hands, which is kind of fascinating. But they're asking for new ETA. They really didn't tell us anything in regards to sheets. I think the fact that the playmats are sheets artwork probably means that sheets was definitely supposed to be legal for Worlds. But just didn't make that cut, which is a bummer. But people are going to win playmats of art that they can't have on a card yet. So
It's okay.
but it's something to get excited for.
It's coming.
The art is gorgeous. I love that Yoda playmat. I'm not madly in love with the Luke playmat. You don't like the Yoda? Aaron doesn't like Yoda.
I don't like the Yoda.
Aaron
No,
doesn't.
I think the Yoda's.
What about that?
I mean, it's cool to have, but will I always represent it? If
Yeah.
I would win it, probably not.
The real winner is that 2v2 mat.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. So there's art for the 2vs2 playmat, which just looks like it's the art from the core box.
Surprise! Boom, that's it. Done. That's it.
I wonder if there's a promo for it.
They didn't show any promos in that case.
No, it was just the playmats.
I would hope so.
They didn't show what?
The promos for 2v2.
Cards.
If you,
They didn't do promos for it.
They
I
give
don't
out,
think there was promos.
there was a
in
promo
Gen
for
Con.
Gen Con.
They gave out the Rogue 3.
Oh, so there's a kit promo.
Yeah. So will
Was
they
it?
have winner kits?
Yeah, I'll probably give out Leia's maybe or Royal Guards.
Oh, 2v2 from Gen Con, Matt, was pretty nice. This year's like, oh, it's just I get my box art. Oh, Matt.
All in all, I thought the State of the Union was good success. I actually enjoyed the Q&A afterwards more because they kind of felt like they were opening up a little bit. Like it kind of felt like the State of the Union was kind of not a tease, but it was kind of like they wanted to present solid information, but like they were more than willing to like answer things that they could actually answer afterwards, which was neat. Like it was, it was Steve that was leading it at first.
Yeah, I think it's Steve Horvath.
They asked about somebody in the group asked about a tournament structure for drafts, and he got, you don't remember that? That was, and he was like, really, is that something people would be interested in? The crowd went nuts.
It's for I think it's for like Netrunner. Netrunner.
Here's what I love. So they asked about the tournament for sets or tournament organization for drafting, and people went nuts when he said they're thinking about it, and then he's like, well, I mean, seriously, would you guys be interested? And people went nuts again. He's like, that's good enough to me. I guess we'll start looking into it. And then later, I asked if we would be having state championships in the form of it. And he was just like, oh, you guys are trying to kill OP over there. And he's like, we're thinking about it. And I was like, oh, like, ask the group. I'm sure everybody here would be like, yes, states would be great, you know? Like, I was really hoping we could kind of have that mass appeal of, like, put this out there. People would want it. But that's all right. So no states this year. We asked about regionals.
Yeah, they're going to redraw them. Well, there was a couple of things on the table.
It seemed like a big maybe. Yeah, they were asked about regionals, and it seemed like they hadn't defined anything just yet.
Well, I mean, we were talking to Ian.
Yeah.
And from what I understood from this conversation, it didn't seem like it was private and
to
be kept secret.
But I didn't feel like he actually gave us any real information.
Well, I mean, he said that they're looking at either redrawing the regional maps, making them different, smaller,
right,
or adding a regional or a certain number of regionals to each region.
But by that token, I'm looking at winning Worlds tomorrow. Doesn't mean it's gonna fucking happen.
Whoa!
I dropped it.
You just dropped an F-bomb.
I did.
We got somebody knocking at the door.
This is room service.
Hey!
Oh, it's Nick.
Hey, you found us.
I did.
We have a rogue guest has entered the podcast.
Oh, howdy, interwebs.
He's usually an audience member.
Yeah, and we're gonna wrap it up here in like probably 5 minutes. So, Mickey came in for the very tail end. Did you walk over or did you drive?
I drove over.
Okay,
I'm gonna
good,
go pick up Ketracel.
Okay, is it still raining out there?
Because that stuff
No,
that was
not all
horrible.
that bad. It's just a little drizzle.
That was horrible.
Guys walked over.
I died on the way. I told the cast, I was like, I need to be
Weather
shoved
sucks
into
right
a
now.
dead tauntaun to survive that walk over here. It was horrible.
It was a mist.
The weather.
It was not bad at all.
Yeah, this weather sucks right now.
It was
Oh, you're showing the prizes.
Yeah, did you saw him? You saw everything?
Yep.
That Emperor is amazing.
The Emperor's. I'm not big at putting the alternate art in my decks when I'm
Sure.
playing, but
But you're like, that
having
Emperor,
fun.
I'll put it in there.
Yeah, he
No.
might have to go
He
in.
might have to go in.
I'm looking forward to selling mine.
I got Eric Lang to sign one of the Force Chokes last year.
Oh, cool.
He signed it with Die Nub.
Let's see.
Sadly, not an Emperor Force Choke.
So before we head off here,
John, do you have any thoughts about what we've seen so far?
It seems like there's a lot of stuff in the works. There was a lot of stuff they really couldn't say that. Oh, can't talk about that.
Yeah.
About a lot of different topics. So it seems like they're trying their best for us as players, and we'll see what happens in the next few months.
Did you
to
feel
years.
like it was a team of monkeys that were hard at work back there?
No, I don't think it was that bad.
I don't think anybody thought
there
that
was
except for one guy.
Just in
One guy.
logistics. Okay, I didn't say anywhere else.
it's a small staff working hard.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, though.
Now, they did say, they were asked about digital,
Yes.
if they were going to go digital, and they kind of seem to imply that, like, they're not ignorant of the fact that that people want it, but whether or not we're going to see it is a totally other thing, completely. Which makes sense. I mean, when Wizards started making Magic cards, they didn't jump right into, well, I guess they did. There was, like, computer games for Magic out in, like, the 90s and stuff, but
I don't remember.
yeah.
It was.
Yeah, there's like some really they're like some of them are like worth serious money now because like they like if you have them complete and stuff. But yeah, there's like really old like PC Magic games that like they're not good, they never were. But like it was something. But Aaron, what were your thoughts on what's going on so far?
Everything's solid. It's just they just need to get the product out.
Yeah.
Play testing should be a little more better, hopefully, so we don't have that many broken cards or errata that needs to be for like, oh, yellows just got strong, we just need to errata it, and then
We might have to pause the stream for a minute.
So you're not thrilled with the errata that had to fall?
I mean it's just I think they just need to be a little more better at their play testing
Sure.
for it so that this stuff doesn't not happen again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I look forward to seeing new product, Rogue Squadron, get some vehicles action. Look forward to playing tomorrow. See how far I can get.
This is your first big event.
This is my first Worlds big event.
And
Well,
John, this is your first. You played in Vegas, which was 30 people,
Right.
so that was pretty big. And Aaron
Yeah.
played in Vegas as well. But you're saying this is like no Gen Con.
I mean, it's Worlds. Come on, man.
This
It's
is
like,
Worlds,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's FFG.
right.
So if you support the product, you gotta go. Well, at least once.
I want to skip over TGO because he already told us how miserable he thinks FFG
I
is.
did no such thing.
So what were your thoughts with what we've seen so far today?
I thought the State of the Union was interesting. They were coy on some things, but they were open on others. The rotation doesn't bother me,
Yeah.
so I mean I'm okay with that. So I mean, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the future of the game to see what happens.
Maybe hopefully rotation will come back to the old cycle stuff so that you can see maybe Hoth again.
Yeah, that was asked if in rotation, if cards that get rotated out would ever see play again. And they kind of seemed okay with the idea, but they also kind of seemed like they hadn't gone further with the idea. I'm sure there's probably certain cards they probably never want to see in the environment again, like freeloaders.
Holding on the cards.
Oh, yeah.
It was
right.
fun while it lasted.
Right.
At least
But,
it only
like-
lasted a couple weeks.
That was the Wild
I
Wild
actually
West.
think that the Star Wars LCG can absorb the sort of bringing back old cards better than any of the other
Yeah,
LCGs
they could do it.
because you take like Rogue 3, just that card as is, put it in an objective set that's totally new,
Mhm.
that can support it in a totally different way than before.
But I want my Hoth survival gear.
Yeah. It's really good on, who's the character in that
Wedge.
set? Wedge, yes.
They might put that card in another set for you. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I could see,
Or if Hoth survival gear could be put on a vehicle.
with Echoes, we saw a huge importance on the Force cycle,
And with Hoth, we saw a huge importance on Hoth. So if those things are getting rotated out, is it safe to assume that we might see more Hoth? Because like if Hoth cycle gets rotated out, like no, because it'll go out at the same time as Echo. So I guess like Hoth Gambit will go out at the same time. It will kind of be a straggler.
It would be pretty awkward
that's
if we
true,
saw
yeah.
more Hoth stuff, and then all the Hoth stuff rotates out, and you've got like these 2 random Hoth sets that are just like, what do you
Right.
do with them?
They just probably need to be core Hoth cards that you would run always in a deck. Just like
Deluxe
Dark
Hoth.
Side and
Make
Light
it
deluxe
Side.
Hoth.
Make it deluxe set.
Deluxe.
Deluxe Hoth set. So,
We were asked if we got free product today
No,
or tomorrow. I said, not to our knowledge. We don't know.
you may buy stuff tomorrow.
Darth BS was asking who's who. This is Flip, TGO,
that's me.
Aaron,
What's up?
John,
Skate Pharmacy.
and then this guy named Nick just came in here. You're now I can't remember how exactly your name.
Oh,
is.
on the
Mac
boards?
Rory?
Yeah, so my actual name is Mick, and on the boards I go by McRory.
There it is. So, what time is it? Because I gotta get out there. Okay.
Gotta catch your cab soon.
I do. I gotta head back to my hotel. Do you have anything else you want
Watch
to
out for
cover?
the rain.
Right?
Well, dodge those raindrops.
I
when
just
you're
need my
out there.
Tauntaun. Or I
This
could
Tauntaun
just
video.
get me a snow speeder at this point, right? Like, let me go around in style at least.
Called a rain speeder.
It's Hoth survival gear for you.
For people listening and not understanding, they made me walk like 8 miles
Oh, no,
in
I
like
get whatever.
It
pouring
was a
rain.
block.
It's
That
a
was-
sprinkle.
It was
A
a
sprinkle.
mist. It was a mist.
Sprinkle.
It was
My
cold.
my clothes were
It's not even
soaking
cold.
wet. It was ridiculous.
It's what, like
Roseville.
it's like what, 40 degrees out there?
I've never been in such extreme weather conditions.
Oh, you Houston.
Now we just know. Just throw water on you.
Yeah.
And there's a
Yeah,
tournament. and
yeah,
you
if
hate
I'm
it,
in a
like,
tournament
"Ah."
and I'm like hit with a bucket of ice, I'm
I'm gonna get a
ruined.
spray bottle and I'm just gonna put it on mist and just
Hey
spray
man,
you.
in Texas I would love that. If you want to come to Texas for some tournaments there, just like
Do that
spray me with.
too, bad flash.
Yeah. Bad for bad.
No, don't bit that cartridge.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I think we're gonna jump off. I love the prize sport that we've seen. I hope it's distributed the way we're speculating.
Well,
I hope Emperor's for everyone here. It would just be awesome. I was
An Emperor for you. Yeah.
I was right.
Feel like
I
override.
completely guessed Emperor. I should have put money on it.
I really thought it would be a Navy
I
card.
was hoping a Navy card.
Yeah.
Like if it was a super laser blast,
Yeah.
alternate.
Devastating.
Boom,
people-
blows up a planet, man.
The people with the scared look from Alderaan looking up at the laser.
Last year it was Jedi Mind Trick at Gen Con and then Force Choke at Worlds. This year it was Yoda at Gen Con. So I just assumed it would be Emperor, even though I thought that was too much of a long shot. That that wouldn't
I didn't
actually
think
happen.
that was a long shot at all. I
Really?
thought that was pretty. It seemed like the obvious.
But there's a big difference
So
between
we got Emperor.
yeah
There's Force Lightning
And Royal
with,
Guard, yeah.
and
Royal
Royal
Guard.
Guard.
yeah.
Actually, Sith Lightning.
It's getting
Just-
up there. It's getting up
Just white out the number from the Force choke and write in
That's right,
23.
there. All right. Well, I think we'll jump off. We will have updates on Flip tomorrow. I'm trying to think of people to follow on Twitter that are here.
I'll be
that
posting
would-
stuff on Twitter.
You're gonna be John's on Twitter.
Skate Pharmacy 16?
Skate. You're 16 years old.
No.
There was just 15 other skate pharmacies.
Just a number.
Just a number. All right. TJO, you're going to be on Twitter. I don't know if you're going to be posting tomorrow. We'll be posting updates.
I will be posting updates about my coat.
The event is at.
So I'm like,
That's
saying,
so freaky.
Someone trying to open the door.
Someone just came into the room or tried.
housekeeping?
This late.
TGO is scouting the halls. He's our bodyguard.
Housekeeping.
All right. That is going to do it. I'm going to try and put this up live real quick so people that didn't get to see it will get to see it. And unless you guys have anything else to add. Nick, did you like what went down tonight?
Yeah, I was really excited for it. Game of Thrones is something that I've looked at a little bit.
Sure.
I have 2 core sets and
Looks so
3
good.
deluxes, but
And now you're like, well, that's a giant
Nowhere
waste of
near.
money. And
well,
Quickly sell on eBay.
It was exciting as a way to get in, and I played a whole bunch of games
Sure.
in just that environment. But
so now you're like really looking forward.
Yeah, I like the core set of the rules, but I couldn't get into buying random pack after pack after pack to build competitive deck.
I don't play the game, and I won't play special edition. No, second edition.
Second edition.
Special edition. I should have started calling it 2.0, right? But like,
As it was always intended to be played.
I can recognize that people should be totally excited for if you're a fan of the game, if you're a fan of the show, books, what have you.
Or just new players just want to get in.
Right.
The card pool's too big.
Yeah.
Boom. There it is.
Now they did say that they'll be covering tournaments all year,
Yes.
but then they didn't seem to go past 2015. So
16.
it seemed like
15.
15.
I'm excited for rotation in Star Wars, but it's not going to happen until what, 2018?
Yeah.
Spring 18, man.
So,
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's if there's no delays.
We have 2 cycles out.
Maybe they'll have new people. in
Oh,
that
they spoiled
department.
some Thrawn art. That was
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
is really look cool. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Look for updates tomorrow on Flip, and we will see you then. Good luck to everybody that made it in and is playing. Oh, the Emperor is so sexy.
That's just creepy.
It's going to be expensive on me, eBay, for those who want to buy it.
I think it is. I think it's going to be. We're up to the $100 promo for
I
sure.
think like 60 to 100. 60 to 100.
I think 60 will be low. I buy them for a heartbeat at 60.
Yeah,
Like, I
I'm
think
not
60 is
selling
low.
mine for any less than 100.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you next time.
We out.
We should be. No, wait. It's doing something else.
We're not out.
We're not.
We're not
I don't want to announce. What button is this?
so we shouldn't be talking about